the Manor House in Londonderry actually is obviously on the Eastern Shore, and Francis Armstrong got the grant to come for 600 acres from Lord Baltimore. Yes, so when Francis Armstrong came and he had the 600 acres, he then got an additional 400 acres, and then Samuel Tillman gave him another 1,000 acres. We acquired from Samuel Tillman another 1,000 acres, and then he also had a tavern in Oxford. So we're talking a large area. I would say it changed hands probably 2 times before it actually came to the owner who built the Manor House.
Yeah, and it took over 2 years to build the Manor House.
Well, 1860 is when they contracted.
It started, and it was 1867 that it was completed.
This is Easton and Pinckney, and he was with the Navy, the United States Navy. You got the Civil War going on at this time. And the family fought on both sides of the Civil War, which would be obviously typical of Maryland.
But they also used the same stone for the Trinity Church in Oxford. And it was the same architect.
And also for the rectory of Christ Church in Easton.
That's right.
And he was the same architect. And Richard Upjohn in Boston, he did some work for the city of Boston, Boston Common.
Mm-hmm.
When they enclosed that park, he was involved with that and putting in the entrance to it. This house.
The Gothic, it's shown in the arch at the doors and all the windows, and it's the same way at the church in Oxford. It carries out through that. And in this particular house, many of the original windows are still here. All of the woodworking, the edge, the cornice, and the trim around the doors, it's all original. And you realize at that time they had to use the water to get most of their supplies here. The boats bringing in, all the stone came from Portugal by water, and they ordered a lot of things from France. The original chandelier is from Paris.
One of the stories that I like is there's a man from New York who bought it, and this was right after the beginning of the 1900s, and he liked to bring his guests here because of the water, and his daughter was married, and so the wedding was held here, but he transported all the guests by train from New York City for this fancy wedding here.
Yeah,
and guess what month it would be?
Huh?
February.
And right now it's used for the residents, for their guests to spend the night and use it at night. And they use it like a bed and breakfast for the residents' families only. And that's not open to the public. But I think the residents, as time marches on, are seeing the value of it.
Yeah.
A group of men use the pool room, the pool table for pool, and the men come down and make beer, and they make wine here. And then we've had lots of private parties here recently.
Wonderful place though, as far as having meetings or functions or social functions. And what I think the staff had their Christmas party or their holiday party here last weekend. And we live across the way, and we love seeing the people come in and use the place.
Yeah.